Hi, I'm Rachel with the League of Women Voters of Kansas City. This November, Amendment 3, a citizen-initiated constitutional amendment, seeks to remove bans on marijuana sales, consumption, and manufacturing for adults over 21 years old in the state of Missouri. If approved, it would legalize marijuana for recreational use by those 21 and older and create a regulated marijuana industry. The ballot measure would take effect December 8, 2022. Missouri would become the 20th state to legalize recreational marijuana use. If approved, it would also permanently remove from public record any conviction for any nonviolent marijuana-related offense and allow persons with certain marijuana-related nonviolent offenses to petition for release from incarceration or parole. Missouri voters approved a citizen-initiated constitutional amendment regarding medical marijuana and veteran health care services in 2018. That constitutional amendment legalized marijuana for medical purposes, set tax on marijuana sales at 4%, and allocated tax revenue to health care services for veterans. The amendment passed with more than 65% of the vote. The official ballot title for Amendment 3 is, Do You Want to Amend the Missouri Constitution to remove state prohibitions on purchasing, consuming, using, delivering, manufacturing, and selling marijuana for personal use for adults over the age of 21. Require a registration card for personal cultivation with prescribed limits. Allow persons with certain marijuana-related, nonviolent offenses to petition for release from incarceration or parole and probation and have records expunged, unquote. When we say a record is expunged, we mean that the record of a conviction is deleted from public record. Continuing with the ballot title, quote, Do you want to amend the Missouri Constitution to establish a lottery selection process to award licenses and certificates? Issue equally distributed licenses to each congressional district, and impose a 6% tax on the retail price of marijuana to benefit various programs. The fair ballot language for this November's Marijuana Initiative, Amendment 3, is a yes vote will amend the Missouri Constitution to remove state prohibitions on the purchase, possession, consumption, use, delivery, manufacture, and sale of marijuana for personal use for adults over the age of 21. The amendment will also allow individuals with certain marijuana-related offenses to petition for release from prison or parole and probation and have their records expunged, along with imposing a 6% tax on the retail price of recreational marijuana. A no vote will not amend the Missouri Constitution, and the sale and use of marijuana for recreational purposes will remain prohibited under current law. Medical marijuana will remain unchanged. If passed, this measure will impose a 6% tax on the retail price of recreational marijuana. The fiscal note is, state governmental entities estimate initial costs of $3.1 million, initial revenues of at least $7.9 million, annual costs of $5.5 million, and annual revenues of at least $40.8 million. Local governments are estimated to have annual costs of at least $35,000 and annual revenues of at least $13.8 million. Proponents say the public wants to have a safe and legal market. The public wants decriminalization of recreational marijuana-related activities. And expungement of criminal records for past marijuana offenses is long overdue. Opponents say the amendment limits the number of licenses to commercialize marijuana. This would restrict new businesses from participating in the industry and give an unfair advantage to companies that currently commercialize marijuana. Civil penalties that allow fines up to $100 for smoking marijuana in public would become part of Missouri's constitution and would continue to be a burden on law enforcement. that passage would have negative health consequences. Thank you for taking the time to become an informed voter.